The NYPD has just coined the term anti-tech violent extremist activity in light of the mass opposition to AI in data centers, according to DR Boguslaw. Thank you, Tish. The New York Intelligence and Counterterrorism Bureau at the NYPD has written a report that includes, quote, the chaotic atmosphere that may result from emergent AI technology in the next 5 years may fuel large-scale protests that evolve into civil unrest, anti-tech violent extremist activity, especially in large urban areas such as New York City. It makes sense in the sense that the police are agents of capital and their job is to defend the interests of capital. Obviously, widespread, unrest and vandalization of data centers would be detrimental to the current bubble, so they don't want that. It makes sense. It makes sense. Makes sense. I thought Tish was cool. Are you thinking perhaps of another Tish? The Intelligence Bureau warns that, quote, paranoid views regarding AI may proliferate in the aftermath of the Zizian's trial thanks to their attempt to reason the belief that a godlike incarnation of AI is imminent. Schizo shit. People get mad when I say schizoid instead of schizo. I haven't Googled why yet. I haven't asked Grok why people get mad at me for that yet. I need to on my blue check account on Twitter. They're thinking of Letitia James? Oh, yeah, then I would say Letitia James, not Tish. Like Jessica Tish. Like NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tish. Rocco's basilisk-ass people. Such a lame-ass fucking thing to fall for, man. Jesus Christ. Does anyone really believe in the whole AGI nonsense at this point? A lot of people in Silicon Valley. Mentally ill people, yeah. People are only going to get more mentally ill over time, unfortunately. Under U.S. law, domestic terrorism is not a standalone crime that's brought to bear during trial. Instead, domestic terrorism laws allow for targeting and surveillance of extremists with charges sometimes bearing terrorism enhancements and sometimes excluding them altogether. Yes. Domestic terrorism is not actually a crime. It's the stuff you do while being a domestic terrorist that's the crime. Oh, man. What the hell am I looking at here?
More than half of all AI data center construction projects worldwide are being canceled or delayed.
Half of U.S. data centers planned for 2026 are expected to be delayed or canceled.
Breaking news on the Bloomberg terminal. Oracle and OpenAI are apparently ending plans to expand that Texas data center site.
Considering that in 2025, more money was spent building data centers than on housing construction, this is a big deal.
Hey, John, so Google is now planning to invest $40 billion in new data centers.
Amazon is pumping $20 billion into Pennsylvania.
$500 billion investment from one of the biggest tech companies.
When is the bubble bursting? I don't want to Dave Rubin myself. You never know when the bubble's going to burst, and you never really know how the bubble's going to burst either. We also don't really know what form the capital monster is going to take after the bubble bursts as well. Like, that money's not going to go nowhere, you know? There's going to be a general market crash. Everyone's pensions are going to go kaput, 401ks are going to go kaput. And we're going to be like, it's like the way in which capital reconsolidates afterwards. It's going to be, I assume, novel and deeply evil. I don't really know what's going to happen afterwards. There's also a possibility the bubble never bursts because the market is now engaged in a practice of open irrationalism, which it wasn't before. See, during the dot-com bubble, people did still think there was a fundamental relationship between the profitability of a company and its valuation in the stock market. But that's not really the case anymore. The past 20 years has seen the rise of so many loss leaders, so many massively overvalued companies that have little to no and sometimes negative profit margins. It's possible that the market just accepts the innate irrationality of the system at this point and just goes all in even after the bubble should have popped. SpaceX about to set a record for most overvalued stock. Yeah. No. When's that IPO again? When is that dropping? SpaceX IPO date. That's June 12th. June 12th. Fun. That'll be but that can't go on forever, right? But those data centers are tangible things that need to be built, but they're not being built. Yeah, again, but keep in mind, the valuation of a company does not innately have anything to do with the fundamentals of that company. Like, if the market wanted to, it could invest in a single company that has one failing location, and it could just dump all of its money into those shares. And it could do that if it wanted to. There's nothing innate about the market that like demands the rational allocation of resources. Maybe there would be if like every stock carried with it dividends or whatever, but we don't live in that world, you know? But you'll lose money? No, not necessarily. What you holding a share for an unprofitable company doesn't lose you money in any way. You're just waiting for the share to be able to be sold at a higher price. It's all gambling. It's always been gambling and fraud. Yeah, exactly. OpenAI is a highly valued company and makes zero profit. Like, that doesn't mean you can't make money off it.
One of the reasons is that there is an incredible bottleneck in the electrical grid. since these centers already consume close to 2% of global electricity.
Millions of Americans could suddenly lose their power this winter as the nation's power grid deals with an increased strain. This is thanks to surging numbers of data centers.
Like, it doesn't actually matter if the data centers get built or not. That has nothing to do with the valuation of these companies. Nothing at all.
Opening.
Even so, most of these data centers obtain around 60% of their electricity from fossil fuels, and due to rising prices caused by the war in Iran, these costs are spiraling out of control.
But right now, gas prices are rising again. The price at the pump has been jumping every day, driven by the war in Iran. Everyone feeling the pain. Here's where the numbers stand right now. In Pennsylvania, a gallon of regular will cost you $4.58. That's up 8 cents from yesterday.
In addition, the numbers do not add up. Experts estimate that NVIDIA, the largest producer of chips for this technology, is overestimating demand.
What we're seeing too is supply right now is constrained, and I'm sure you've heard a bit of this. And what's happening, and it's going to get exacerbated over time.
This has caused tech companies like Google, OpenAI, and Oracle to buy enormous quantities of chips and GPUs, assuming a future shortage that now appears to be false.
For its first 30 years, NVIDIA wasn't a household name, unless you were a gamer. But now, some of its original fans feel left behind as the memory shortage pushes the world's most valuable company to prioritize its massively profitable AI chips over gaming GPUs.
So,
yay,
why tech companies are quietly canceling AI data centers. Since the public release of ChatGPT at the end of 2022, the tech industry...
As one of those degenerates learning to day trade, Vosh is right. Fundamental analysis has been less and less useful to traders over the last 30 years. Some don't even use it at all. It's genuinely just not relevant when you're talking about the big players in the stock market now. They might be marginally relevant for the kinds of, for the kinds of investments that like nerds with big, oversized glasses might be investing. Like the people who haven't caught up to the news these days, that you can like fucking quadruple your investment day over day by watching for Trump tweets or whatever. But yeah, no, it just doesn't mean that much like relative to the economy at large now. It's not really relevant. We just need like to not have a stock market. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. We keep doing these econ bits at the beginning of stream, but it's so important. Nobody talks about it. I don't know. Who cares? Whatever. Data center bad. Yippee, woohoo. Yeah, you get it. You understand what I'm talking about. Meanwhile, absolutely everything on Earth is being sacrificed. This is one of the reasons why consumer sentiment is so lower than it was back in 2009, which is because nobody can envision the world getting better anymore. Back in 2009, there were still many ways in which materially the world seemed to be improving, technologically for one, but technology now is just a tool used to rent seek. No one believes in like improving a product anymore. God, I was watching a live stream segment from Unlearning Economics. It was the funniest thing in the world. They were talking about the guy who basically invented private equity, the idea of like buying a company on a cheap, dissolving its assets, transferring its debt to a shell company, etc. The funniest thing, okay? The guy who invented private equity, that practice, you know what he was bemoaning prior to that invention? The loss of the American entrepreneurial spirit. Me reinventing the American entrepreneurial spirit looks inside, rent-seeking. Funniest thing in the fucking world, man. Funniest thing in the fucking world. Oh, that's the problem with America these days. No one's doing capitalism right. No one's going out there and building new things. What if we gutted existing companies and sold them for scrap? Yeah, Jesus Christ, these fucking people. He was a Reaganite, of course. God almighty. Anyway, yeah, part of it is just a lack of optimism, right? Google searches, it is over. Google search is genuinely worthless now. It sucks. Everything is being folded over. Everything is being folded over into AI because it drives the speculative price up. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters, etc. The economy is fake. Also, no one in charge is trusted by the public to fix things, which also affects it. Yes, but that is a correct assessment. In this respect, the lack of trust is valid. No one in charge can or is capable of fixing this. It's an unfixable problem. Inertia weighs against us. We are dragged down to the depths of the Mariana Trench. We are enchained to anchors named dead men. We will not see the sunlight again. It's over for us. Buy gold. Bury the gold. No one can fix this. You saw the thing with Allbirds? Yes, I saw the thing with Allbirds. It was pretty funny. In the long arc of history, I think people will reflect on this period as the time where, through industrialization, we did finally reach a post-scarcity point in history, at least potentially, and capital then veered to do everything in its power to avoid actually making that a reality. It's one of the reasons why I'm pissy about that Kurzgesagt video. If we wanted to, we have the productive capabilities to meet everyone on Earth's needs. We could. We absolutely could. We are shockingly efficient. The man-hours that it takes to produce, let's say, a bushel of apples now compared to 400 years ago, it's astronomically smaller. Any crop, any product, any service, we do it better, faster, cheaper. Everything is better now in a productive sense. But you have to reify the class distinction. You fucking forgot, you fucking proletarian. You can't have nice things. All we can have is suffering. Which one of their videos are you referring to? The Germany is over one. They are correct in the sense that Germany is experiencing a demographic crisis, but they are incorrect in the sense that that is the driving cause for the death of their welfare state. Guy breaks down why SpaceX's IPO is a shit show. Is it a shit show? It's going to make a lot of money. Is that it? Is it a shit show? It seems like it's doing what it's meant to. Well, they did bend the rules to get it listed at all, which is the point, to make more money. It seems like it's going perfectly for them.